once I got released from WWE, it was like, I want to just be me. I just want to be free. I don't want to be me. And I think because we're both like that obsessive personality, like when we came together, it was just like, he's full of stupid ideas. I'm full of stupid ideas. He has a bunch of money. I have a little bit of money, but a whole bunch of time. And like, we just came together, these like mega forces of like two psychotic people. You know, I'm definitely excited to be back in the ring, but I'm not going to be doing any reckless stuff.
It's about to get Gabby AF.
We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF.
Okay, we made it work.
We did.
All right. Anyway, hello. My new best friend is joining us on Gabby AF.
That's me.
The TNA digital media champion, correct?
Yeah, 100% correct.
Steph Delander.
TNA doesn't think so, but I would like to see a digital media champion that has promoted the belt as much as me. I don't think it exists.
I wouldn't hate it, honestly.
Yeah.
I kind of think you make it look good.
Yeah. I mean, I love gold, so what's one more?
Yeah. You're very stylish, by the way.
Oh,
I need to know. I wasn't even going to ask this, but now sitting here with you and staring into your eyes and everything happening, I need to know, like, where do you pull your inspiration for, like everything?
Clothes or like
just clothes, everything, your style, your look, everything, because you are very unique, but you pull it off like very well.
I love hip hop, so like I do borrow from like my favorite hip hop artists. But also I just think I've always thought more is more. And I know that sounds ridiculous.
No, I kind of love it.
I know a lot of people are like minimalism and like and I'm like, no, I think like especially with wrestling, we're in such a performative business that like I want the fan who is sitting in the 5th row to be like, wow, her teeth are sparkling. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like if my whole gear is blingy, then why don't I have my face blingy? And you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just, the way that like with my piercings and teeth gems and eyebrow slit and face tattoo and whatever else, I always have thought like, and this was advice that was given to me years ago, was if a kid is going to dress up as you for Halloween, do they know exactly what they're going to wear or what they're going to look like? Yeah. You know, or if a company is going to make an action figure of you, is there something unique that is going to be like, oh, that's Steph, you know?
Right.
And I don't think there's any other action figures that have a face tattoo. There might be a couple, you know? And so that's cool where it's like, when I see girls drawing like STL on their face or wearing my red lipstick or, you know, cutting bangs and being like, Steph, you know, inspired me. That makes me feel good and that makes me feel like I'm on the right path. So yeah, I don't know. It's a mix of a few different things, but I think also too, it was kind of this feeling of like, once I got released from WWE, it was like, I want to just be me. I just want to be free. I don't want to be me. And, you know, I went back to my own name and it was just kind of this rebirth of my life and my character. And it just felt like a good time to lean into who I really am.
Yeah. I mean, when you were released, you kind of took over the indies with Cardona. And really, I think I knew you more from that, even more so from your time with the WWE, which is probably what you wanted almost, if that was you being back to your original self. I mean, I've had Cardona on the show before as well. I'll talk a little bit about him, obviously, and, you know, your guys' relationship and working with him, and he's still crushing it. And like, you guys seem to be very close.
We are very close, and we're also very similar in a lot of ways, and I think that's the only reason why we were so successful. And we just kind of started working together on a whim. Like, we met in Australia on a tour, and he was like, do you want to be my heater? And I was like, duh. Like, I'm like, who's saying no to this? But very early on, I remember I said to him once, like, you don't know me very well yet, because this was like a couple weeks into it, but I was like, I promise you that I'm going to do every single thing that I can to make this as big as it can be. And like, I might not have millions of dollars, but every cent I have, I'm going to invest into like getting new gear and doing photo shoots and video shoots and promos and like, as much as you're 100% in this, I'm 110%. And I think because we're both like that obsessive personality, like when we came together, it was just like, he's full of stupid ideas. I'm full of stupid ideas. He has a bunch of money. I have a little bit of money, but a whole bunch of time. And like, we just came together, these like mega forces of like two psychotic people who were just willing to do everything and anything. And I think because of that, that's the only reason why like we got as big as we did together.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually crazy. He's completely changed the game in what he's done. And it's insane to me that we don't see him signed to a company yet. But I think that time is coming for him at some point. Hopefully maybe he'll be here in TNA with you.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a little bit, like, we were, when I first came back to TNA, we were together in TNA for a little bit, but then I got married, so now I'm with Mance. So I've been tagging the guys in and out.
Yeah.
Always gonna have some backup, but no, he's a very talented person, and I think no matter where he is or what he does, he always gives 110%, and I think he's made for television. Yeah, I think you're right. It's only a matter of time before we see him on TV again.
Well, you mentioned your actual husband, not your work husband, but he is now your work husband and your actual husband.
Yes.
Talk about is that like not awesome to be coming to work every day with him and working with him? And
yeah,
it's so cool.
No, it's the dream. It's, he is very creative, and we have a lot of similarities as well in a different way to me and Matt. Like Matt and I, it's a different connection, but Mance is so creative and so unique and so different to so many other wrestlers out there, that I learn a lot from him. And yeah, I'm very excited for him because this is his first kind of big TV spot in wrestling, and he's been working really hard for years and grinding away on the indies, which is such a brutal grind. So I'm just very proud that now he's getting that spotlight and getting the love that he deserves.
So how did you guys meet? Did you just meet through wrestling, or is it like a good story?
No, it's a pretty good story.
Okay.
It was through wrestling, but we got booked to wrestle each other in a hardcore match.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like an indie show, and it was a dress-up show. So it was like, oh, fancy wrestling, like wear like outfits or costumes or whatever. And I love dressing up. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to buy the sexiest cowgirl outfit I can find.
Right.
I'm going to go, because I had a crush on him. So I bought this, like, I'd seen him from a distance, and I was like, who is that guy? Like, what's going on? Who is he? Like, and he also didn't give me much of anything, right? And as a girl in wrestling, it's very intriguing because most guys are pigs.
Yeah.
So when one isn't, you're like, that's intriguing to me. Like, why aren't
some good advice, by the way.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I was struck by him, and then we had the match together. We had so much fun. We just connected so well, and then from that point on, I was like, oh my God, I think I'm in love. And he felt the same way. And then soon enough we were together. But yeah, it was wrestling that brought us together. So.
How many years have you been together now?
Oh my God, like a year and like 5 months.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn. So you like knew, and you were like,
oh my God, instantly. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
Wow. That's not me at all.
I think
just takes a long time to like somebody for me.
I just knew.
Yeah.
And I know that's so cliche, and everyone's like, oh, you'll just know. And I was just like, shut up with that. But no, I really did. I was like, yeah, this is it.
You're so lucky. That's great.
I know, because I really genuinely, and like, when I met him, I was in my most villain era ever. I was like, I do not care about anyone else. I do not care about feelings. I'm never dating anyone ever again. Like, I hate everyone. So I really wasn't like trying to look for anything. And honestly, that could be why it like kind of fell into my lap. Again, it's so cliche. Everyone's like, oh, it will happen when you're not looking for it.
Yeah, I hate
like,
people say that, by the way. That's like my least favorite.
Yeah, you're like, shut up.
Yes.
But it kind of did happen like that.
So you're doing the cliche.
Yeah, so I'm the cliche. Yeah.
Would you ever want to tag with him, obviously, in TNA, once you are healthy and like those kind of things? Like, that's something I would love to see.
Yeah,
and bring it in,
big
you know
time.
what I mean?
Yeah, and I love intergender tags. I think it's such like a different dynamic. So, yeah, I love it. I think right now my dream match would be me and Mance versus Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green.
See, I was gonna ask you about that, and you just said it before everyone said it.
I think that's like
money.
That's the money match. Yeah.
Oh my God, I think you just beat the shit out of them.
I would be like, tag me in and let me kill Matt.
Yeah.
Chelsea and I would tag you, like, let me tag out. And be like,
the guys, like, all the girls would just be going after the guys, and they would just be sitting there like, oh my God, you're like so good. Yeah. Chelsea, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Like, she's amazing.
Oh yeah, she's the legend. Like, there's I say this all the time, and it's not just because I'm great friends with her. It's not just because I'm great friends with her husband.
Yeah.
Every single wrestler, male or female, needs to get out a pen and pad and take some notes of how Chelsea maximizes her TV minutes, because there's plenty of weeks on TV where she has a 1 minute backstage and she manages to make it more entertaining and get herself more over than like anyone else.
Yeah.
So she's like, made for TV.
I know. And she's just the sweetest human being.
Oh yeah, and also that's the thing too, like so beautiful, so talented, could be such a bitch, and you'd be like, yeah, fair, I get it.
Right.
But also such a down to earth person. You're like, how does this even
It almost pisses me off that she's nice. I'm like, no, be mean to me.
Yeah, how are you not a perfect person?
Yeah. No, it's annoying. And she's married to fucking Matt.
Yeah, she's killing it. Yeah, she's doing well. Chelsea, she's doing all right.
Honestly, Matt's doing pretty well being married to her.
I always say to him, I text him, I go, do you know you have the best wife ever? And he's like, I know. I'm like, don't you ever forget it.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm like, just to let you know, I'm always going to be Team Chelsea. So, like, if you guys are in the middle of something and you ask me for my opinion, I don't even fucking want to know your side.
Yeah.
I'm on her side.
Yeah. Like, no, I don't care how much we work together.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's my girl, Matt.
Yeah, I'm Team Chelsea. I didn't give a fuck how wrong she might be. Yeah. She's right, dude.
When I had Matt on the show, I told him, I was like, I had Chelsea on a few weeks ago, and like, no matter what you say, I like her more. He was like, great way to let me into the show, Gabby. I was like, it's fine. I think everybody's kind of Team Chelsea in that.
Yeah, I mean, when he's in the ring, the crowd chants Chelsea's better. We want Chelsea. I love it.
But I love that he loves that.
Of course he does.
Because like they're just a force together.
Yeah, they're the best.
Oh, I love it so much.
Me too.
But speaking of fantasy booking, since you're getting into it, we have this big, collab TNA, NXT. Everyone's going all through the place. You're familiar with a lot of these young faces and these people coming in and out. What's some fantasy booking matches you'd love to see? You can involve yourself for when you're good, or you just some things you want to see now.
I really want to see, AJ Styles in TNA again. I think that just because that's just like what a pop, the roof would blow off his place. I want to see Chelsea back in TNA because I think that would be a huge pop as well. Drew McIntyre in TNA. Like, I want to see all the throwback, like, people who killed it here.
Yeah.
I'm sure Cody Rhodes would love to pop in for a day. It's, I don't know, there's more possibilities now than there ever has been before. And to me, that's the coolest part. Like, it's great fun to be a wrestling fan right now. It's great fun to be a wrestler right now. Like, it's so hot and so fun that, like, I don't know, it literally feels like any week, like, anything could happen. You don't know.
Yeah, like, literally to be a fan and watch a show and, like, not know when surprises are coming, because I fucking hate spoilers. Like, I'm the person who likes to be shocked when I'm watching. Like, when Elijah showed up the other day with Hendry, I was like, holy shit. I literally had goosebumps when the black lights came and you just heard the guitar.
I know.
Like,
no, last week I literally, when I was watching NXT and Santino popped up.
Yeah.
Me and Matt's like, yeah!
I know.
Because it's fun.
I know.
It's fun for wrestling to be fun again.
The Popper Fandango in NXT
too.
Like,
that was huge.
I was freaking out. Like, it's such a beautiful thing too, because I feel like also when you do go back, especially with these veterans, sometimes they don't know how it's gonna be, and they're like, oh, people still gonna know, or like, here I am, and they get these huge spots. I'm like, good, they fucking deserve it.
But I'm like, guys, I grew up watching you.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Fandango. I grew up watching Santino Marella. So it's great. It's like cool for us, like my generation, to be like, what's going on?
Yeah. So you grew up like a fan?
Oh, yeah. Since I was 10 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like knew this would be going to do the minute you were like,
there was never anything else. Like,
oh
there
my
was
gosh.
no doubt. Yeah.
Who was like your biggest inspiration?
Nikki Bella.
Oh, really?
Yeah, queen. Yeah.
Just saying, she did just pop back up.
I know, she did. I'm like,
I could see Nikki. I don't know. TNA?
Yeah, no, Nikki is like,
she looked good.
She looked great. She's always been my number one gal, my favorite. Like, she is why I wear red lipstick all the time.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
I love her. I'm a big fan. I popped huge when she was number 3.
Oh my god, I lost it. Yeah.
I mean, she looks like she's in some good ring shape.
Yeah,
so.
She's incredible. She's like,
Could you imagine stuff to land in Nikki Bella?
I would lose it. And like, I don't really mark out much about like many things these days because you get so like desensitized to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, even just like the opportunity, like I've met her once as a fan, but like the opportunity to meet her as a colleague one day would be like, I don't know. She's such an inspiration, and I think that entire era of like Total Divas women was so influential and so impactful for like my generation of girls coming up and people coming into wrestling, and like brought so many casual fans into the wrestling world because they were literally on E watching like, oh, what's this stuff?
Yeah.
So I think they never get enough credit for how many new eyes they brought to wrestling. Like
100%,
when I was a fan, like when I first started watching wrestling, not a single girl had a t-shirt on the website, and it was like that for years.
That's crazy.
And then like once that boom started, then all of a sudden like, the Bellas are selling more merch than like most people on the roster, and AJ Lee, you know what I mean? So it's like that whole era was like so influential for the women. So yeah, all of them, like even like I loved Paige, you know, and I still think Saraya is awesome. But like that, you know, just that era of women was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got my first job in pro wrestling, I didn't know anything about pro wrestling. And when they asked me, this was 6 years ago, and when they asked me anything, do you know anything? I was like, well, I know, you know, Total Divas. Total Divas, I loved Total Divas without watching pro wrestling, so I knew who these girls were. And I think that is what speaks volumes about it. Is like they hit the notes for like young girls and people without them needing to be in it, but it brings their interest into it.
No, 100%.
I think they need to bring it back.
Oh, dude, I like say it all the time.
Oh,
I know.
Who would be like your cast?
Like of WWE people, or
no, just in general. Like you're like, I don't think it has to be WWE like it has before.
I mean, I would definitely book myself into it.
Yeah, duh.
I would put my best friend Indy Hartwell in it,
yeah,
because I think she would just be very entertaining. I would put Alicia Edwards in it just because she's like so psychotic and funny and just nuts.
Yeah.
I would put Gail Kim in it as like the overlord, like the you know.
Yeah, like the Natty.
The veteran
Natty was like the
of like not letting anyone get away with any bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd need Ash by Elegance for sure. Yeah, could you imagine Ash?
No. She's insane.
And then like there's a couple of random people, like you could steal like a couple of people from WWE, like
Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea, of course. But even like Liv Morgan would be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I secretly love Lana, so like CJ Perry, throw her in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think there's so many insane characters.
Mm-hmm. Bianca Belair would be like the nice one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like would come to everybody for like everyone go to her for advice because she can just tell she's like level headed and like sweet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah. So no, there's literally so many people that I think would like be so entertaining.
I would love to see it. I think make it right now. I don't know why not. This is the time to do it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Indy.
Yeah.
Your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see an Indy pop back up in TNA. You know, she's doing her thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But is there anything you know? Is there anything?
Well, I do know that we have tagged together multiple times in the past in Australia, in WWE. So I think, you know, she's now a free agent and TNA is always looking at new talent.
Yes.
And, you know, I want to win a championship at TNA and I know she wants to as well. And there's knockouts, tag team championships that have been on Danny Luda and Jody Threat for far too long. So I don't know, if Indy wanted to come here, I'm sure there's a place for her and I'm sure we could pick back up where we left off and do, you know, Australia's hottest commodities again.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, so stay tuned on that.
I mean, that would be pretty epic, pretty interesting. I would love to see it. Before we wrap, because I can't have her too long, she does have a life and she has a husband. Just, you know, 2025, what's like your biggest goal for you?
Right. My biggest goal for me, first and foremost, is to just get back in the ring completely healthy and return. But by the end of the year, I'd like to hold a title in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Which one? Who knows? We'll see.
Well, I'm excited. She's already got the digital media.
Exactly, yeah. But
and she's crushing it.
Yeah,
so.
I want them to actually put it on the website.
Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah, can you acknowledge this, please?
Let's start a petition or something.
Yeah, for
I think Gabby AF should like lead the petition.
Yeah,
for that because I think you deserve it.
No, 100%.
But thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it. And we just met, but I think we're already
connected.
Yeah. I think the Australian Jersey connection was good. I had Grayson on, and he wasn't a big fan of it, but
he's an idiot.
Yeah.
We don't claim him.
Oh, you do not. Okay, that's good to know. Because now if you ever talk shit, I can say that she said that. Be good. Thank you guys for watching. Be safe, and we will see you next week.
It's about to get Gabby AF.
We bout to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. We bout to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF.